All right, greetings and welcome back to Just Make Music. Today we are going to be continuing our journey using Pro Tools Intro, which is, I've already mentioned several times, absolutely free software. And included in it is the Expand plugin that you can use with it. And together, these things, you can make pretty much anything. So in the past couple weeks, we've been going through using Expand and creating like one track and then four parts, A, B, C, and D, which in effect is basically just like four individual tracks. We were doing some loops, some beats, what have you. Today, I want to start going through adding another track, if you will, of Expand. So now we had one track. Now we're going to have two tracks, and we're going to start adding some different musical things into the track instead of just beats and loops. We're going to add some different synthesizers and a few things like that. So I would just give you a heads up that it would be a lot easier if you had a small MIDI keyboard. So if you do have a MIDI keyboard, super easy, then we can go through this. It's just a lot easier than using a computer keyboard to follow along, okay? But with that said, either way, let's just open things up, open your Pro Tools session, and let's just get started making some music, okay? Let's go. Okay, so once you have your Pro Tools session open, I think this is about where we left it last time, talking about MIDI tracks. We had the one instrument track here, the one instrument drum track we added right here, drums. And we use the tool Expand right here. And there's the beat we added in this line item, 4 bars long, that holds. And here's the drum here on Expand. You can see Expand drums. And we have one track, if you will, but then A, B, C, and D parts to it. So that once you take your mouse here, as you can see, as we come over this area, it becomes a little plus sign. But once you go here with a little pointy finger and select on this line item here, hold it down, your mouse, you can see that once again, all 4 channels, A, B, C, and D, are playing together, right? And just a kind of a brief recap, we could deselect some of these, turn off C, B, A, whatever combination we want to listen to here, we can listen to. So once again, hold down the mouse over this bar, and you only have one selected, channel D, Urban 1080 plus. So hold it down. Quickly add C and B, or maybe just have B on, the rest off. Anyway, you get my point. So this is one line item. It's drums. It's an instrument track. It's expand to drums, expand to 4 tracks. Now, let's just close this out and let's add another instrument track to this area out here. So close this up a little bit, and you'll recall, you see this thing disappearing up here off the screen. Remember, to get it back, you got to use this little tiny little arrow up here to scroll it back down, or hold your mouse over the keyboard area till it turns into a little sideways weight looking thing, barbell thing, and scroll your scroll track on your mouse, and that can bring it up and down as well. So now we want to add another track. So go over to here, and there's already an instrument track here that's been created. It's called piano. If there wasn't another instrument track here, and then you can select piano and it'll add another instrument track, you can see it here, piano, to this area again. If you did not have piano here, say you only had this one instrument track, you wanted to add another instrument track, just go up above here, up to track, and select new. That means track, new track, or Control Shift N, and then you can add a new track. And that's where you would create a new track, instrument track. There's a lot of choices here, and we'll go through some of them later, but right now we're only dealing with instrument track. So we would add an instrument track and hit create, and that would add it and put an instrument track right here. So either way, either you click on this piano and add that track where it comes right here, or close it, or you create an instrument track and it comes up right here. Now with this instrument track, it doesn't have anything on it. There's no inserts, there's no plugins. So if we did this and we wanted to add expand, you click here. It says it's no insert. We want to add insert. So we click here, go to plugins, and go to instrument, plugin, instrument, expand to, and just add it right there. But in order to add a track here, a new track like this one, you'll notice that we can't do anything here, right? We can't add it. Something's wrong. If that's what you're finding right here and you can't add it, here's the problem. Remember I told you before, it has to be on notes. Has to be in order to place a note in this area to play it. So go over here to clips, add, select the down arrow, click notes. Once it's on notes, then it'll give you the little plus sign here. And then you can double click again, and you can add a line item. Hit solo, and then you can play it when you hold the key down, the mouse on it. That's the default sound of Beneath Waves, which we don't want, but that's how you add it. It has to be notes, remember. Now, if we have the Smarts tool up here selected, we can go down here and we get this little paren here. If we go to the side, as long as you have this Smart tool turned on, go here and then grab onto it, and we can make it 4 bars long, just like the one above. But for this one, we want to add some different sounds. So we want to add, say we want to add some synthesizer, let's just add some guitar. Say we want to add some power chords and feedback. I want to add one musical instrument. So now we have the beats up here, the drums, the loops, what have you, and now we're adding a guitar. So hold your mouse over this one. And you can hear the guitar. So now we have 2 different tracks on here, and each of the tracks has A, B, C, and D in it. So this version expand here has one track, has a guitar power chords right here. This one up here, expand, go up here, has A, B, C, and D, and that's all the loops we had selected. So I hold this one down, and then this one, we have the power chords, we hold it down here. Now we've added 2 different sounds, 2 different tracks, if you will, and each one of them can contain 4 different instruments. And with that being said, let's just wrap it up right there. I think we've beaten this dead horse long enough about adding a MIDI line item for beats and adding a MIDI line item for guitar or synth or whatever. Come around next week and let's try to put it all together and kind of chop it up a little bit and see what it's starting to sound like. Because, we can't just leave one long bar here and of a beat and one long here of a guitar or a synth or whatever. We need to get a little flavor thrown in, if you will, a little spice on it, as my grandkids would say. Grandpa, put a little spice on it. Throw a little spice on it. So next week we're going to throw a little spice on the beats or the loops, if you will. So anyway, that's it for this episode. So look, have a pleasant evening and a great tomorrow, and I will see you next week, okay? And remember, when all else fails, just make some music, okay? It's good for the soul. See you next week.